Today we got a knife here from Kizer. We're going to cut to the chase. I'll have this one linked down below if you guys are interested in checking it out. We're looking at the drop bear utility. It is an Azo design. Same, of course, guy who designed the drop bear and the drop bear 2, SK5 and 5CR15 blades. So we have multiple steel blades. We have the acrylic handle, which I'm actually a fan of. And of course, it does have the clutch lock. Those utility blades are going to be 2.74 inches. So let's get in here. This Kizer's new packaging, innovation, respect, and sharing. And here we go. We got some WORKPRO utility blades, and we got quite the collection there. We have a good number of them, as a matter of fact. Check that out. Thick on the blade right there. A good row of utility blades from WORKPRO. That is nice. So it's a collaboration here. WORKPRO is another Asian, right, overseas manufacturer of tools as well. So that's good to see. And it's actually in a nice little packet right here. So nice to be able to store away and whatnot. Of course, we got Chinese, my native tongue. And you can work professional with WORKPRO SK5 61 millimeters, 10 pieces. There you go. I was going to strain my eyes and squint really hard, but yeah, 10 pieces there. And of course, here is the knife, ladies and gentlemen. We got the typical stuff, paperwork right here, wiping cloth sticker. We have a replacement, right, tweezers and toothpick, which is nice, and some additional hardware with Omega springs. I mean, Kizer does it really well with, you know, all the hardware you could possibly need. Omega springs to replace. I mean, yeah, if you're gonna get a crossbar lock, Kizer's got you covered there with all the replacement parts if you were to need one. Even to this day, I'm still yet to break an Omega spring, so we'll talk more about that in a moment. But I absolutely love me some crossbar lock knives. The Kizer clutch lock being one of my favorites. So let's go ahead and cut to the chase here. All right, here it is, ladies and gentlemen, the utility drop bear, right? First impressions, I gotta tell you, man, this acrylic handle I'm a huge fan of. I gotta tell you, probably, yeah, I'm just gonna say I like it a lot more than Ultim, right? I definitely do like it a lot more than Ultim. And you know, the PP scales, right, with the yellow and all that, you know, they grew on me. They definitely grew on me a lot. But the acrylic right here, this is something else entirely, and I absolutely love it. It is my kind of plays into my monochrome aesthetic sort of vibe, which I absolutely love with knives. I'm more of a monochrome aesthetics kind of guy. The other cool thing is transparent. Obviously, you can see all the liners inside. We can see the Omega spring. I mean, it's never been easier than ever to showcase the clutch bar. The clutch lock, right? It is a crossbar with different little holes, and that way you can choose if you want more tension or less tension on your crossbar experience. I think it's set to default to the most tension, and then you can loosen tension up if you go for one of these further back holes. And same thing on the other side. Again, never had an issue with an Omega spring break on me or anything like that. We do have, you know, the party trick, which is the different. Got the toothpick and the tweezers right here. Very Swiss Army Victorinox style feature right there. Deep pocket carry clip, which is reversible, of course, as you would expect. It is, after all, an ambidextrous friendly knife. So let's go ahead and deploy this thing. I'm going to go thumb stud deployment here, and bam. All right, check that out. So absolutely loving the collaboration here with WORKPRO and Kizer. And this should be pretty much the standard size for any razor blade or what have you, as far as these replaceable ones. So that's a good thing right there. We have pretty much the skeleton that holds the blade in place, and you can see the whole housing and everything for the razor blade itself. You do lose a little bit of this edge right here, and that's understandable. A little bit for protection there of the finger. Forward choke position, right, which is pretty good. Looks like we have 2 T8 screws right there, which hold the blade in place. So it should be not necessarily a fast replacement, but it's definitely a very secure replacement, right? With 2 screws instead of 1, you definitely have a lot more stability, and it's being held in place right here with this little tab. This portion right here kind of holds it in place, so you know that utility blade is not going anywhere anytime soon. So multiple areas to anchor it and obviously secure it in place, which is nice. We also have good amount of jimping in this portion here, even a bit of jimping in the front, which again, the standard grip, I mean, the ergos and the drop bear are really, really good. Let me zoom out so you guys can see it better. Standard hammer grip here feels really good. On hand, we said we can forward choke again for more control. The nice little drop section right here, right, helps a bit because I could do this grip, or I could put my thumb here. That feels nice. Can even put my thumb right here as well, and it gets really comfortable that way. It's also pretty lightweight, as you would imagine. And of course, with the ability to replace a blade, I mean, this thing, the capability and usability of this thing is through the roof. So that's a great thing. As far as the actual experience, it still deploys and closes just as you would expect. So that's nice right there. I wonder though, as I use the knife some more, if you're able to, how the pocket lint and all that is gonna gather around in the liner area. This is probably one that you want to keep very clean inside. Blow some air in there every now and then to keep it clean. Otherwise, you'll start seeing the pocket lint through the acrylic scales. But again, the micromilling on here definitely helps with the grip, no doubt about it. And I'm willing to put up with the extra maintenance of cleaning it because I do dig the aesthetics here quite a bit. This is definitely my wheelhouse, my cup of tea, if you would, my rodeo. So yeah, very, very comfortable. Pocket clip is also comfortable, feels great on hand. Nice and great for long-term cutting. I know people use razor blades like these in construction, right? Cutting drywall or what have you, right? They definitely come handy for that. The idea here is you're gonna use a lot of its life and then, switch it around for a brand new one. So you get 10 out of the box, and of course you can buy more as you wish. I'll also link these in the description if you want to, buy replacements and whatnot. Now, if you end up using the forward piece of the razor blade more than the back piece, pretty sure you can just simply swap it around, like do a whole 180 and turn it around, and then use this bit right here as well. So you can definitely use basically the entire life or as much life out of the blade as you possibly can. So thumb deployment is good, reverse flick is good as you would expect here. So all of those are good. Of course, we can deploy using the clutch lock, aka crossbar lock as well. It is going to be on ball bearings. So it's going to be a very smooth action there, right? Good movement. Sandwich construction with 3 standoffs. So there we go. They win 3 standoffs. What's interesting is we have 2 of the hardware is outside, and one of them is actually underneath, right, beneath the acrylic scale. That's an interesting decision right there, how they did that, right? These 2 are outside. This one is right underneath. We got 2 pull tabs right here. It's very easy to kind of get your nail and pull them out like that. As such, here we go. This first one is going to be a pair of tweezers. If you need to pick up a splinter or something, right, there you go. Those are your tweezers. And then the next one here is going to be a toothpick, right? If this is going to be your personal knife and you want to utilize this as your toothpick or otherwise a fine point for some specific task, you're trying to get some grum out of somewhere or just kind of use this fine point for some specific task, then you absolutely can. It's actually bent in a way so it stays in place and it doesn't come out on its own. It does require a significant amount of pull force to get it out of there, but there you go, sliding it back in place. And same thing here with the tweezers, bada bing, bada boom. Yep, very nice feature to have. I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. So there you go. Let me know your thoughts on this, guys. Is it a gimmick or is it actually something you see yourself using on your day-to-day life? You all let me know. I'm going to use the old knife Oracle D1 here for just grab a quick TA bit. And let's go ahead and maybe, here's one thing. Let's try safety first. Maybe try doing it while it's close, perhaps. Is that possible? Yeah, let me do that really quick. So there we go. Yeah, we'll run into the liner, so best done open, Miguel. I mean, I was just curious. I just wanted to test it out. So take off one, take off the other. And there we go. So you can easily just go ahead and swap the blade. So it's just the additional step. Not that it takes a whole lot longer or anything like that. So that's mainly the only thing, right? So not that complicated, still doable, but it's not necessarily as quick of a replacement as it is on this Husky one. But long story short, if you want to compare apples to apples, size-wise, yes, it's pretty much a standard utility blade. Is there any difference in size, perhaps? I mean, don't mind the extra rust, and maybe that's too zoomed in, maybe something like this. Yeah, pretty similar size right there, provided the fine tips on this used blade have left the chat from use, clearly. But yeah, you get the idea here, same mechanism with the 2 cutouts and whatnot. So if I wanted to say, use this WORKPRO as a universal design, use it on the Husky one, I could, and vice versa. So there you go. We know it's that universal kind. I wanted to do that quick takeout or disassembly of the blade just to show you guys what that looks like. Mounting it back on should be a fairly simple process. Put it in there. All right, the holes actually have like a circle going on around it, which helps with the lineup process. And then you do kind of have to fiddle a little bit here with the screws, but T8, big hardware. I'm glad they didn't do T6. And yes, it's easy as inserting. A little bit of patience goes a long way, I'll just say that. So There we go, sir. Fall in place. Thank you. Using my nail to guide it in place. There we go. Present one screw. Put the other one on. And then now we're going to tighten it up. Nothing crazy. A little bit of torque. Not trying to strip it or anything. There we go. Well, there you have it, guys. That is the drop bear utility from Kizer. I mean, absolutely digging it here. Ease of manipulation, ambidextrous friendly. I mean, I didn't show you my left hand skills, but you already know, right? I got zero dexterity on my left hand, and if I can do this, that means all my lefties out there are going to be able to enjoy this thing with that deep pocket reversible clip right there. And I mean, this thing is actually very, very affordable, and it looks pretty premium. And it's going to be a long-lasting tool, right? Kizer knives, they definitely last. They're built well. Good quality through and through, right? No like imperfections and issues here and there and stuff like that. So definitely let me know your thoughts on this one, guys. What do you like about it? What do you love about it? Is there anything you dislike about it? Let me know, and let's hang out in the comment section down below. Hope you guys really enjoyed this one. If you made it to the end, you're the real MVP. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one, either this one or this one. Peace.